Oh, this is the part where I'm supposed to say something, isn't it?
No.
No, actually, we'd all prefer it if you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, then, who's running this show, then?
Krim, why?
Technically, he's one of our DMs.
True, but I don't think he's quite ready yet. Anyway, we're back. There are no random technical difficulties and glitches that have stopped us over the past 3 weeks. Roll20 tried. Roll20 did try. But as you can see, we have got most of the full crew here, but we're going to give the whole introduction anyway. So we've got Chameleon Ice, who is no longer shedding. We've got Crimson Avix, who is no longer caring.
Wait, no longer?
We've got OPT Lawyer, who is no longer aware.
Wait, no longer?
Who is no longer participating.
Oh.
And we've got Norastra, who is no longer here. I am your host, GM and MC TGE. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day whenever you watch this. If you're watching us live, awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube, awesome. If you turned this on, heard the sound of my voice, and left, well, that's probably the best decision you could have made.
If you haven't, it is not too late.
It really isn't. But anyway, so it's been a while, so I suppose I should probably give a little recap as to what happened last time. If for anything, for the benefit of these four, because, you know, I'm pretty sure that at least one of them has the memory of a goldfish. Or maybe they just ate the goldfish, I'm not sure.
Oh shit, that's probably right. Wait, was I not supposed to eat? I mean, you put it in a bowl for me. I mean, I thought it was a snack. Sorry.
So last time it was the continuation of what had happened with the Blackbird Initiative and the president coming to town for a presser. Said presser was less than ideal. Some people showed up wanting to come after the president. They went after the president in the tower. Y'all saved him, and then it ended up with Lutra and Malkier confronting the president about information. Which he vehemently denied anything to do with any of the question that Lutra was asking, and told Malkier he would get some information to a person and they would get back to him, which they did. Malkier got information that just said where we first met with initials. And really that's where we're at. Jay also took Hunter and is doing some weird off-panel stuff that no one seems to know about. Including the guy running Jay. I mean, no. But anyway, this is going to be Bay City Chronicles, Volume 5, Sanctuary City, Issue 19, by Proxy. So we are going to go ahead and sort of pick up, you know, it's the next morning after everything, after all the crazy crap has happened. Castro...
Hold on for that. I was going to start it at the night before. That's possible.
Well, because the meeting's happening today. Day out, that's why.
Yeah, but...
if you want to do something the night before...
Malkier and Lutra kind of ended the day with the kind of a thing last time. So.
No, then take it away, gentlemen.
Okay, so after they chat and Malkier... just to let you know, he wanted a few minutes alone. Malkier would go over to his desk, and he'd hit it in 4 different places. And a little chamber would pop open on the side of it. And he would reach in and grab out a satchel. And then he'd look at the door, say goodbye to the crew. And then he'd go open his window and start climbing out the window into the night.
Do any of you respond to this?
So he actually does open and like say goodbye to all of us?
No, he was just mouthing out the door.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Lutra's not going to be out there for that because he's got some other things he's thinking about right now.
All right, so we will stick the panel with Malkier right now. Where are you going?
So once Malkier gets back down to the ground level, he's going to walk towards the docks And
Oh,
he's
okay.
going to take out his phone and make a couple phone calls to arrange for transportation.
All right. Not that hard to arrange transportation. We don't need to play that out. You have enough contacts where you can easily arrange transpo. Where are you headed?
So Malkier is going to head to a small little town in Seattle, which is the last known place of him having cognition of where he grew.
Okay, so you are taking a private jet up to Washington. I like it. I like it. Okay, so before we get to that, because we'll try to do things in as much chronological order as we can. It's going to take you a couple hours to fly up there. So in the meantime, Lutra, what did you want to do?
He actually wants to go talk to Dr. Casey again. This would be in the evening instead of like the next day.
Okay, that's fine. He is in his office taking notes on something.
He's gonna.
You're not sure what.
Right. He's gonna kind of give a knock on the door, even if it's open. Just give that, knocking on the door to announce his presence, Dr. Casey.
Come in.
Oh, thanks. He pads in like slowly, and he purposely closes the door behind him and kind of walks over towards him gently and almost looking a little timidly and says, I was thinking about what happened earlier today with President Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
I really need answers. I'm start. It's weird because I didn't care before. After I left, that's all I cared about. I was gone. I wasn't there anymore. But it's weird now that I'm not scared to be myself in public anymore. I feel like I need to know what actually happened to me.
He looks up from the notes he was taking. While that's admirable to want, I have to ask the question. Are you sure you're ready for those answers?
I did actually think about that a little bit. Not a lot. Okay, not. I did at one point think, do I want to know? And I think the answer is yes. I do. I just want to know, anything.
I didn't ask if you wanted to know. I asked if you were ready for the answers.
Lucian tilts his head and says, is there a difference?
Yes. What you find may completely change your perspective on things, may cause something to snap. I don't know, because I don't know what you're going to find. Are you truly ready for the answers you're trying to find?
Lucha actually looks down and kind of looks away. And he's like, "Gosh, I never actually thought of it like that. I just thought about wanting to know, but am I ready for the answers?" Looks back at Dr. Casey and says, "I think so. Yeah, everybody else is starting to get answers about their past and whatnot, and I think it's time I actually learned about myself."
Fair. I simply posed the question to be sure you knew what you were getting into.
I'm not sure I know what I'm getting into, but I think I'm ready for it.
Let me ask you this. Once you find the answers, can you be sure you can be maintaining control of yourself?
Dr. Casey, I don't know how I don't even know, because I thought I was doing better with that, and then the whole Blitz thing happened, but I was doing okay again, and then when I heard Hunter getting attacked, I lost it again. I don't actually remember what happened between hearing him scream and waking up on the floor.
And if that was your reaction there, what do you think your reaction is going to be when you actually find out what happened and who's responsible? Is that a path you are okay going down?
I actually wonder if I don't ever find out, if I'm just going to continue being like this. Maybe if I have some understanding, I can actually get over it or something. I don't even know. Just that before I just get scared I was gone. I was free. That's all that mattered. And lately I've only been able to think about it. And then Anton mentioned that Vernon ran the whole project, and it's kind of, it's going to be forefront. If I don't find answers, I'm just going to, every time I see him, I'm just going to be like, I don't know, and he's right there. I don't know if he had anything to do with it or not. I don't know if I don't care about that. I kind of want to know anything. Like, why? Who am I? Where did I actually come from?
Like I said, as long as you are okay with what you find.
I hope so. And I know I have friends that'll help too. He kind of gives a gentle smile towards Dr. Casey at that.
I just don't want you to lose who you are to find out who you were.
Lucha nods. It's like, okay. You know, I promise I won't.
You should work on keeping better control of yourself.
Yes. I don't know why that happens. Didn't used to, and then it happened when Ven was attacked or kidnapped in that basketball stadium, gymnasium, whatever. It's the first time it happened, and then, oh, we man and the doctor, well, Murphy, professor. Which is what kind of comes to my next question.
Mm-hmm.
There's one person who was there who would actually talk to me.
You're half right.
He doesn't want to talk to me.
No, there are two people.
Oh?
Remember, I'm the one that hid them.
Yes, I know. Oh, you mean, Doc... Lucha clearly doesn't want to say the name out loud because you're not in, like, soundproof whatever, but he goes, you mean, Anton's wife?
Mm-hmm.
Guess I didn't even realize she was there all that much. But
Where do you think they met?
Okay. Good point. So, yeah. I'm wondering if there's any way I could talk to, well, now I guess both of them.
One of the conversations I could attempt to set up. The other one, well, I think you know who you have to talk to for that one.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Anton will have much of a problem with that.
Maybe, maybe not. It's entirely dependent on how much he wants to drag her back into his life.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting how asking a few questions could make so much trouble sometimes.
Well, when it comes to secrets that people don't want found out. 3 men can keep a secret if the other 2 are dead.
I see. I was actually thinking about the time I asked the nice lady at the pet shop how tasty the goldfish was in the window. She didn't like that one very much.
You know, Lutra, of all the things that they have introduced you to, they have not introduced you to that snack yet.
What snack?
Go back in the kitchen. Go in the far right-hand pantry door. Up on the top shelf in the back right corner, you'll find a bag. I hope you like cheddar crackers.
Cheddar crackers? Okay. Thanks. So, Lucia smiles and actually walks up to Dr. Casey, gives him a hug. I promise I'll work really hard to keep myself under control.
That's all I'm asking.
Thank you. And with that, he kind of turns and kind of slowly pads out. And once the moment he gets outside Dr. Casey's office, he kind of goes a little faster into a bit of a quick walk to the kitchen and gets said cheddar cracker snack.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I just put up there.
Oh yeah.
But there is a bag of crackers that are cheddar flavored that are shaped like fish.
Mm-hmm.
Goldfish!
Yep. Yeah, the next comic panel is that is like in Lutra's hand. He looks in it, and that's kind of where that part of it just ends.
Just to note, we are not endorsed by Pepperidge Farm.
As much as we want to be.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yep. Hey, Krim. What's Jay doing?
Just get a one-panel comic of Hunter in sweatpants and a white t-shirt vigorously scrubbing a stain out of his superhero costume.
He totally would too.
The tongue is sticking out and like he's just scrubbing, and Lionheart's sitting on the side just like enjoying himself. He's bemused.
It's barbecue sauce from the French fries. And chicky nuggies. So, Kestrel. You're the only one we haven't talked to yet.
Yay!
So, are you in the common area when Lutra goes and discovers goldfish?
Actually, I was thinking Kestrel was kind of hanging out on the roof a bit.
Okay, what's he doing up there?
He was actually kind of looking out and just kind of like thinking about a few things. But actually, I have a question, logistical thing.
I have an answer for you.
Does Casey have like any sort of like science division or anything, like where he's like the division like at a building where like they're inventing stuff and making technology and all that cool stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Kestrel is on the roof for a while, and he's clearly pondering something over. But then he gets one of those light bulb moments, and he dashes down to go down the stairs to try and kind of look around the science division, because he's got like a sudden like little inkling thought.
Okay. I mean, obviously it's nighttime, so everything's sort of, closed and not necessarily running, so the machines aren't running and all that. But you know that that's a clean room area, so he does have squirrel-sized clean suits.
Of course he would.
Complete with tail poof.
It's like a giant trash bag that just sticks back there.
Basically.
So, Kestrel's actually going to be walking around in that area, looking at some of the different technology that's on display.
A lot of it, you're not quite understanding what it's supposed to do. You just know a lot of what he deals with here is nanotech medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely some very precise, finely tuned machine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he'll be going around looking at all the different kind of medicine stuff. He'll eventually get like a little bit frustrated as he kind of starts looking around. He's actually looking for something like transport based, like specifically, he's looking for anything that reminds him a little bit of like Anton's car.
Like Anton's car. Okay. Well, give me a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Do me a favor. Roll me an insight check.
Alrighty, insight check. Okay, 26.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, when you look around the lab looking for answers, state what you're looking for and test insight. On a 25 plus, you'll find inspiration in the gleaming metal. The GM will describe what, and you can either take the object that you're looking for or get a +2 circumstance bonus when acting on the inspiration. You don't need to know the rest of the move because you got the 25 plus selected.
Wee.
So,
do I need to kind of state more specifically what I'm looking for there, or did you already kind of get the gist of?
yep. So go ahead and describe what you are trying to find.
Kestrel's trying to find like plans for Anton's car, since it's like so dynamic and such. He's trying to see like if there's plans to make it go faster.
Are there plans for it to allow it to go faster? Yes.
Yes. Specifically, he's
Have
trying.
they been implemented? No.
Gotcha. But there definitely is like the capability or something of it in there.
Yeah, you absolutely find this.
Gotcha.
It can take any form you want it to. Whether it's blueprints, whether it's a flash drive, whether it's a canister that just says, nanotech nitrous oxide or whatever.
Right. Probably. Oh, Kestrel's old school. He'll take blueprints. So it's probably like some sort of blueprints. And he would definitely stash that away. As he kind of whispers, like, hopefully this isn't missed. And then after doing that, he'll kind of silently leave the area. And he's actually going to fly back to his apartment so he can put the blueprints in his nice little keepsake box beneath his bed.
Okay. So what else is in the keepsake box?
In there, that's where like Kestrel has that old comic book that showed the adventures of Zipper the Flying Squirrel and Gadget Lad. He also has some like old letters and like a lot of the old correspondence that he kept with Bobby. And that's the majority of it. Like old correspondence, maybe some old photos too that they had together. Like it's kind of a memory box.
Nice. Nice.
Yep, he puts the blueprint. Actually, he stays up and like starts writing like a notepad and a notebook. But that's where he stashes the blueprints at afterwards. So that'll be his nightly activity.
Okay, so we'll shift back. I assume nothing of note happens on the plane ride to Washington.
No, nothing would know.
Okay, so you arrive. Not a problem. So go ahead and describe whatever this little hamlet on the outskirts of Seattle is.
So all Malkier remembers of growing up is obviously being beaten and tortured. Obviously, this is the first sight of one of his first major missions that he can remember. And after the mission, he had seen someone in the shadows watching him, and that was kind of why he came here, because this was the first place that he recognized someone actually paying attention.
Okay. So before we get into any more of the details, I guess the no longer here no longer apply.
Well, if you base it off of mentality, he's mentally not here, so it still applies.
Not gonna
Hold on. Hey, Krem. You can't be saying that though. I mean, you're just. I mean, yes, I know we know Nora, but look at the flag behind him. I mean, you can't be saying that. I was wondering how long you're just going to stay there and smile. Anyway, back to this little hamlet outside Seattle.
So I'm going to do a insight check to see if I see anything out of place or anyone I would recognize.
That'd be a perception check, actually.
Well, okay then.
All right, so as you stated yourself, it's been a while since you've been up in this particular neck of the woods. Yes, you've been up in Seattle recently because that is how you were up here to reacquire Lionheart. But this particular little hamlet, little alcove, you haven't been in a while. But you still just standing around here, looking. You get the memories, and you remember the smell of cold iron and brimstone on the air that night. And as you're sort of standing, we get the sort of juxtaposition memory panels of the young Malkier standing in this spot, just having completed his first mission, and smell of, again, like I said, blood and cold iron and brimstone in the air. And then we get the small subset of what appears to be eyes looking at you that you sense but don't really see. And then we get the next panel right next to it is pretty much the exact same background setup, but instead of the young Malkier, we have our current Malkier standing there. There is no scent of blood, there is no scent of brimstone, there is no scent of iron. It's just the scent of the northwest wind. And you still get the sense that in that same location from all those years ago, that there is somebody there.
So that Malkier is going to go up to the house, and he's just going to knock on the door and just go right straight.
As you go to knock on the door, you go knock, knock. On the third knock, the door opens.
Bazinga.
Like, before you can even get the third knock, the door just opens. And you are ushered inside. Well, there's no one standing in front. Obviously, they've pulled the door, so you can't see them.
Malkier hesitates for a minute, then goes inside and closes the door behind him.
As you close the door, you are confronted with somebody you recognize, but not who you expected to see up here. This is the same person who, since we actually referenced at the beginning before we went live, who, if you all remember at the beginning of 1,000 Heartbeats, met you in the graveyard.
Wait. At the beginning of the 1,000 Heartbeats episode.
Part one.
The actual beginning of the thing. Wow.
Yes. And this is Declan.
You know who I was expecting when you had to do all this.
What do I have to do with all this? As you probably know, my job is to infiltrate and get information. That's what I'm doing. But if you actually thought that the information that came to you and the person who you thought was going to show up was actually going to show up, you've lost your edge.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Look, I figured you'd show up here early, which is why I'm here. If you show up here tomorrow, you're a dead man. There will be more contingencies here than you can account. They will bring an army just to eliminate you. I'm here as the advanced scout.
So basically, you're my message then.
They don't know we know each other. They don't know that I'm a double agent. I'm here letting you know. Don't show up tomorrow.
And just what does that solve?
It solves nothing right now, but if I can get close enough, I can send you and your team a way to cut out the heart of the demon, per se.
I did not want to involve them in this. That's why I'm here by myself.
If you want to go it alone, I'm not. Probably not the best idea. But I won't stop you.
So you say that they know I'm coming. Who is they? I was only aware of one person.
You don't get to be in positions of power with the reach that certain people have without having contingency plans. And the president-elect is no different. Most people don't even know the guild he has working exists. They just go about their daily lives, and if they happen to cross paths with him, then, well, you know what happens there. You were involved.
So at that, Malkier looks over at Declan, then walks over to her desk, looks at it, kind of just sweeps everything onto the ground, reaches into the bag, and takes out a Tupperware container, leaves it on the desk, and turns around.
What is that?
Just a present for your boss.
You do realize if I give that to him, he'll know the conversation.
Or you can just leave it here. He'll know to look here.
I'll get word to you as soon as I can get some concrete information. That's not a hit. Someplace where you and perhaps your team can strike so as to cut off the head of the snake.
Malkier kind of just waves over his shoulder and just walks towards the door and leaves.
Before you go, don't go back out through the door.
And why is that?
Because I can't be sure that they're not watching by now. I can't be sure they know they didn't see anything coming in, but I'd rather not take it. So he walks over, opens the door, pulls out a matchbook. This should work, right?
Malkier kind of just sighs and steps into the fire and is gone.
Anton! Wake up.
Oh. All right.
So this has all been going on the night of with the president and all that. So Kestrel was off doing something. Lutra had a discussion with Dr. Casey and then was introduced to the wonders that are goldfish crackers. So what is Anton doing right now?
So Anton's sleeping at this point. He's done. He's not messing around.
Done.
Is goldfish cracker? Yeah, just no. I saw Lutra walk in with a box of goldfish and just, I'm out.
Lutra, do you talk to him about something?
Oh yeah. So before Anton gets to bed, Lucha kind of stops. Oh, Anton, I gotta talk about. Wait, these are good. I gotta talk about something real quick. As he's
Lucha?
like continuously like munching on crackers, goldfish crackers at this point. One, why these are so amazing? Have you ever had these before?
They're goldfish. Yes, of course I've had them.
Yeah, no one ever tell me about these. This is amazing.
I'm more of a Cheez-It fan, but you know.
Oh, what are those?
They're little cheese squares.
Well, they're not gold. They're not in fish. That's makes. Anyway, no, forget that. I have a actually completely different question for you.
Yes.
And his demeanor suddenly gets a little more, actually a lot more serious as he kind of looks away. I was wondering if and you don't have to say yes or anything like that at all. I just wanted to, know if I might be able sometime soon to talk to Dr. Crescent.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, Dr. Crescent was at Project Farah, right?
Yeah.
I've got questions that I'm kind of looking for answers for. And there's only two people. Well, there was only one person I knew before Dr. Casey mentioned Dr. Crescent, but there's only two people that were there who might actually talk to me about some things. And she's one of them. And I wanted to ask if it might be okay I talk to her sometime.
Yeah, sure. I don't see why not.
I was kind of worried about, you guys got out, for at least for a little bit. I don't know if I want to bring all that back up again, but,
She can probably handle it. I think that's the least of her concerns right now.
Good. Awesome. Not, obviously not right, but sometime we could get that. Dr. Casey's helping me with the other person.
Yeah, it'd be nice to go home for a little bit.
He hands the open box. Want any?
Anton begrudgingly takes some goldfish and heads to bed.
Thanks, Anton.
Good night, Ludro.
Good night.
Okay.
Anton's not making it to bed, is he?
Is he making it to bed?
I hope so.
I mean, is there anything else you want to do with Anton, right?
No, I'm good.
So Anton's making it to bed. I'm not that horrible a person.
No, you're just predictable.
Are you implying something?
No, I'm pretty much straight out said it.
Okay. Just wanted to question, that's all. That's all. So, unless there's anything that people want to do, morning comes. And hi, Kitty, whichever kitty that was.
That was the Crim Kitty.
Okay.
Aw.
Wasn't sure it was the Crim Kitty, the Nora Kitty, or the Oak.
It didn't sound angry, so it wasn't Nor Kitty.
Aw.
That's true.
I'm on push to talk, to be fair. You're not hearing Nora Kitty unless something goes really wrong.
Same.
Case in point.
So the next morning comes. So I guess at this point we'll start still at the well actually we'll start at the sort of apartment that is Castrol. I'm assuming you stayed there you stayed at your place for the night.
Yeah, he did. He stayed there overnight.
Okay. What do you do in the morning?
In the morning, Kestrel actually reaches down for the notebook that he was actually like taking notes on, and he puts it in his satchel. And he gets up actually a little bit earlier than usual. And he leaves his apartment, and he goes back to Stormbreaker Technology. And he goes to the garage of Stormbreaker. And he's specifically looking for Anton's nice little mobile, the Anton mobile.
Anton, where is your car?
In the garage.
Okay. For those who may not remember Anton's gold monstrosity,
Do we have a picture of that?
we do.
There it is.
So, Kestrel, what are you doing to the car?
He's not doing anything to it proper. What he's doing is he's actually kind of like zipping around underneath it and like opening the hood, like looking inside it and like looking at all the different angles of it and kind of familiarizing himself with the body of the car, kind of like trying to get a rough idea of how things inside of it are working.
No, I'm concerned.
There is a little bit of that thing that like kids do where they take something apart to put it back together again. He does that a little bit, but he doesn't like do anything too deep. He's more or less just kind of seeing how the car itself is working compared to the blueprints that he was looking at.
Okay. Do you have expertise automotives?
He does not.
Do you have technology?
He does indeed.
Do you have vehicles?
Vehicles. I don't have any ranks of vehicles, no.
Then roll technology for me, please.
Good stuff. So, technology, Kestrel's 25.
Okay. So, you have a pretty good understanding of what's going on with this thing. Not necessarily all the processes behind the cloaking technology and all that, but as far as speed is concerned, you have a pretty good idea.
Good. And does he get like a little bit of a rough idea, like compared to that blueprint when I was talking about like the increasing of speed, like maybe potentially, like
Yes.
where that would even start going? Okay.
Absolutely. Anton, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does your car have a proximity alarm?
It's gaudy and it's gold. Of course it does.
Your phone starts going off with your car's proximity alarm.
Yeah, the birds again. It just hits the button and goes back to bed.
It's like it's in Stormbreaker's garage. So it's like
Yeah.
whatever, right?
It's in the garage. That's why it's you're not even concerned because it's in the garage.
You know exactly where it is.
Exactly.
I know where it is. I know there's cameras on it. I'm not terribly concerned about the car right now.
Okay. I figured I would ask. Also, is your phone on volume or vibrate?
Vibrate. I'm not letting you do that to me.
What would I do to you? What would I do to you?
That one is predictable.
Actually,
the list that you would do is pretty long.
Actually, I was going to give you free rein as to what the audible sound was, but okay, it's on vibrate.
Will the world ever find out Anton's ringtone? Probably not.
I mean, Dr. Casey knows.
Fair enough.
So Anton ignores the proximity alarm. Okay, continue with what.
So, at this point, as Kestrel's been going through and looking through things, he actually has probably go like, "Oh, the car's probably locked, so he can't get in there, can he?"
Well, do you try it?
I would have locked the
before
door
you
just
say
for
it's
rep.
locked. Before you say it's locked, Kestrel,
Okay.
do you try it?
Ooh. Kestrel's going to assume it's locked.
I didn't ask you to assume it's locked.
But-
I asked you to try it.
You know what? Oof. He's sneaky enough that he knows not to try a lock. He's going to do one of those numbers where he phases inside through the car by vibrating his molecules.
Okay, roll a power check based off of. Do you have the phasing ability with your super speed?
I don't think I have specifically the phasing ability. I just have the super speed suite, as it were.
So I'm going to either need you to power stunt to be able to do that and become fatigued, or power stunt and pay a hero point to not become fatigued.
Gotcha. So power stunt. Do I have to roll anything for that specifically?
Nope. Basically, with a power stunt, you basically push up a little bit of your abilities to you have access to permanently, but you have access to the ability throughout the remainder of the scene. Basically, it's giving you a little bit extra on your array for a scene.
Gotcha.
I'm just picturing Kestrel power something into the trunk, getting locked inside the trunk.
Oh dear, I can't get out.
So
now you have to make him roll.
So Nora, so Kestrel becomes a trunk monkey.
I think you have to make him roll here.
Well, yes, actually. Go ahead and roll a power check based off of your super speed.
Okay, so roll power. Would that be like a dexterity roll? I don't have a.
Nope. What's the rank of your speed?
Oh, rank of my speed. Right. Silly me. Oh wait, my sheet's up here. Speed rank is. It's something ludicrous.
It's like
14.
Yeah.
All right, power check, rolling with your speed power rank. No need to power stun here because this is just fun.
Roger that.
The power stunt would allow you just to do it. This is just more fun.
So it's just D20 plus 14?
Yes.
Okay, and boom. Ooh, 17.
So you start vibrating, and you get to the point you can phase through. And you know you're going to do this. But there's one thing you forgot to take into account. The camouflage plating on the car is nanotech.
Oh, no.
And you hit the nanotech. And it reacts to you at the same time as you're trying to phase through. So you phase through at the same time as it shunts you.
Oh, okay.
And as Anton said, you end up in the trunk. Anton, your full car alarm is now going off.
Okay, that's not a bird. It's obviously not a bird. So at this point, Anton's going to stroll out to the car.
Well, first of all, what is Anton wearing? Is he still in jammies?
It just has a t-shirt and like athletic shorts.
So, Kestrel, what are you doing in this trunk? Begging to try and get out?
Oh, is the car alarm actually like audibly going off?
No, it's a silent one that goes to his car or his phone.
So he's stuck in this truck here. He's gonna try to see if he can like get his little squirrely hand to go around behind the back seat so he can like get to one of those latches that he can pull down.
Doesn't have one.
Darn it.
All the safety features have been removed.
No!
I don't want you in the trunk. You're in the trunk.
So yes, he's trying to like struggle his way out of the truck by like pushing on the seat and like looking for a little latch. And he's like, I don't want to break the car.
You hear coming from the trunk.
Oh, so Anton immediately activates the full-on. Anton is in suit and everything when he pops the trunk open.
So what weapon are you brandishing to whatever's...
Probably like the sword.
So Kestrel, the trunk opens up. You are flooded in with the artificial light of the garage. And there is Anton in full armor pointing a sword right at you. What do you do?
So since this is Anton's car, Kestrel is not too surprised by this. So he just kind of is sitting there, nice and calmly twiddling his thumbs, saying, "Good morning, Anton."
I have 2 questions for you, Kestrel.
Go ahead.
Why are you in the back of my trunk?
All right, what's the next question?
How did you get in the back of my trunk?
Okay, that one I can answer. You see, I was trying to go through your car, maybe, because I didn't have the keys. I didn't want to wake you up. So I thought maybe if I like moved my molecules fast enough, I could go through the solid matter.
So,
I did it.
Clearly. So you were trying to break into my car.
Well, I didn't break anything to do it.
I'm going back to bed. Figure your way out of this. And Anton just shuts the
Can I
trunk.
borrow your keys?
So Anton waits a couple seconds. Pops the trunk back out. Or pops the trunk open. Kestrel?
Yes.
Just ask next time.
Got it. Sorry.
Get out.
Gotcha. I'm out. He clambers out and flies up next to. So, could I borrow your keys for a little while?
Why do you need my car?
I thought I could take a closer look at it. It's a surprise.
You also know Casey has a second copy. You could have asked him too, but here.
Oh, I didn't know
Have
that.
the keys. I'm going back to bed.
All right, thank you.
Well, let's be honest. Anton looks at the watch. I'm not going back to bed. Lutra's going to be up in about 5 minutes making some awful breakfast. It's going to be fish. It's always fish.
Oh, he makes good food. He made enchiladas or something at one time.
It's good, but it's always fish in the morning for breakfast.
Aw.
So we're gonna panel cut. Lutra, what's going on in the kitchen right now?
There's about 3 pans on the stove that are all on fire. He was making, salmon and eggs for breakfast, and now there's the smell of burnt fish in the kitchen. As I said, there's like 3 fires going that he's you see him like running around grabbing a fire extinguisher and like blowing out one fire, and then another one starts. It's just like it's an ongoing process. He finally gets everything out. And he's just like throwing pans in the sink, just like shocked, like.
So Anton walks in on this and just walks over to the cabinet, grabs a bowl of Kestrel's crunchies, and pours himself
No one go near this. This is a disaster zone.
At this point, Casey walks in just a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt, obviously having been woken up from the alarm, and just looks and goes, "Please tell me you didn't destroy the coffee maker."
Oh, no, that's over. I actually make sure I leave that out, like, away from the stove, ever since the last time that happened.
Casey will look around for a second, shake his head, and pick up his phone. Also, I love how everybody jumped. Hello?
Did it wake you?
No, Lutrick setting breakfast on fire did.
Oh, yeah. I forget that you guys are 3 hours behind us.
Okay. What are you doing over there, and how can I help?
Well, first of all, I can totally tell that that you don't let Hunter get out much.
Okay, why?
Because I took him to the range to practice his accuracy, and he wouldn't stop bouncing in the back of my car.
Hold on 1 second. We get a panel, puts on speakerphone. I'll put you back on normal in a second, but can you please tell that to everybody in
How I was taking Hunter to the target range for practice with his accuracy, and he was bouncing up and down in the back of the car.
So, a normal day with Hunter. Nice.
Yeah, sounds pretty normal.
Oh, no. That's not even the best part.
Is this still a speakerphone conversation, or do you want me to...
Oh, no. It can still be speakerphone.
Okay, what's the best part?
We get to the target area, and he does surprisingly well, pretty accurate, and then proceeds to tell me I'm going to hit Anton more than Lutra did.
So you just see Anton at the counter, and he's no longer looking at the milk. He's poured himself some orange juice and champagne.
He's making a mimosa.
But the serious part of this call will have to not be speakerphone.
Of course. Click. All right, just you and I. What's up?
So Hunter is progressing fairly well. Seems like he may be ready, at least ability-wise. We just really have to test his maturity now to see how he'll deal. You sure you're okay with this?
I mean, as a father, no. But I know I can't keep him in here forever, so I'd rather have it be somewhat controlled. And at least I know if something goes crazy, there's at least 2 other people there who can take care of it.
I'm not concerned with the here. I'm concerned with the then. I mean, I know I approached you with the mantra, prepare for the worst, plan for the worst, hope for the best, but I mean, we both know what the worst is.
Yeah, we do.
Well,
I don't want to think about that.
For now, I'll let him enjoy the superhero thing, and I'll have Lionheart work with him on, maybe growing up a little faster than he might want to.
Look, I'm not any bigger a fan of this than you are, like you. This is the one thing that no one will expect, so we have to have it as the ace.
I mean, we all know this all is pretty fragilely undercover as it is. I mean, Vernon, if he catches 1 cent of the correct wind, which, I mean, I know for him is rather difficult, but, I mean, we can all be in a lot of trouble very, very fast, and we're not even doing this deal with him, so.
No, and that's the scary part. But
Well, continue your endeavors with him, and we'll continue to prepare for the bigger threat.
yeah, will do.
Click.
Click. Looks over at Anton. I'll take one too.
Oh, we're out of champagne. I started pouring in vodka. Here.
Screwdriver works just as well.
Just then, Casey's text tone goes off.
Looks at his phone. I assume I'm getting an actual physical message here that's going to be the text. Takes a sip of the Okay. You need to stop right now. Because you're using the cheap vodka. Hold on a second. And he
I saved the good stuff for when I really want it.
yeah, he just goes
This is just a dull pain.
and you see one of the robots come over and they are holding the good vodka.
And yes, you got a text.
At this point, Lucha just kind of walks over, slumps down on the chair next to you guys, like,
That's over.
Would you like one,
Oh.
Lutra?
Huh?
Oh, Lutra.
Here, have a drink.
No. The text was for you, by the way.
Huh?
The text was for you. I'm supposed to tell you hello, and I
what was that you cut out?
said, I'm supposed to tell you hi, and I'm sorry.
Oh, what are you sorry for?
I'm not. But apparently Hunter is for something.
Oh. Oh.
Lucha looks good. Both get this odd combination, both sad and happy at the same time. He looks over at Anton's like,
What's that again?
Drink, Lutra.
he just grabs it and just.
So, Castro, did you come upstairs with Anton?
No, since he now has the keys in his possession, he's spending a. Actually, wait. Yeah, Anton gave him permission. He'll relax. So yeah, he'll actually come up after Anton because he's kind of hungry anyway.
Okay. Well, it smells like burnt fish and even worse, burnt egg.
That's depressing.
At least it's not burnt popcorn. Yet.
Alright, so before we get into any of the more... Malkier. What did you do after you left the Tupperware container with the 3D printed bunny?
So Malkier, after he left Seattle, went further south towards Portland, Oregon, to the scene of the second murder he committed. He's going to be sitting by the Columbia River, just reminiscing on his past.
We're getting the Malkier World Tour.
It's like 2 hours away.
Well, the World Tour just means it's touring around the country, and they might go to Japan and London.
But because we don't have a budget, it'll be just some soundstage.
Right?
Yes. Wait, budget? What's a budget? So we get the same sort of panel that we saw up in the little hamlet by Seattle of the superimposed or right next to each other young Malkier doing the same thing as older Malkier, just sort of revisiting everything. And yeah, again, in the younger panel, it's more dark colors, just sort of like setting the scene of like something bad happened here. And now it's definitely a lighter colored panel. Whatever happened here, people have moved on a little bit, have definitely moved on from it. not necessarily like they've forgotten about whoever was taken out, but they've got on with their life. It seems just like a regular, whatever little district of Portland you're in here. It seems perfectly fine.
So with that, Malkier is going to just stay in the area and await contact.
You're trying to get a hold of somebody, or did you send message to somebody to meet you here, or are you just waiting?
He's waiting for Declan to get back to him.
You got the impression that it was going to take more than just 24 hours for him to get back to you, by the way he was saying, because he did say, if I can get close enough. So you know well enough to know that means that he needs to take a little bit of time. It's not going to take 8, 12, 24 hours. It's going to take a little bit of time for him to get in and get what's going down. So if you want to sit here and wait, you can, but it's... And by a bit, I mean at least a couple of days, maybe more. A couple of days is being generous.
I'm going to do a insight check. I want to see if there's anything else from the area that Malkier recognizes.
Okay, we can do that.
Since it's still kind of just coming back to him.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
I've Mr. Rollstar.
So
it really has been a while, and it's the time for the game again. Please do it responsibly.
Yep. Do not be like our otter friend.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Please roll responsibly. So yeah, you're just sort of sitting there, and aside from like the flashes of what happened, because as crazy as everything you've done is, and as crazy as the memories you have and don't have are, you still remember the first couple very vividly. We're not going to get into the details of them because, frankly, we don't need to. Because printing in black and white with the noir scenes is actually more expensive than you think it is. And we don't have that kind of budget. Which is why we reuse the same 5 backgrounds.
They'll never know.
5. We've had the same one for like the last, entire chapter.
Why do we have 5 copies of that chair as we walk past it?
I mean, we could go back to the...
We blew the budget on the Gaudy Gold car.
we did blow the budget on the Gaudy Gold. I mean, here. Let's go to the docks.
Ooh.
There.
Ooh.
We'll go to the
This is
docks.
actually somewhat fitting. So, Malkier is going to go sit on the end of the dock.
Sitting on the dock of the bay,
He does not sing.
watching the tide roll.
And Malkier is going to take out his fishing pole and go fishing.
Fishing,
This will
bro.
go well.
Fishing, bro.
Because Malkier has no intention of going back to the HQ at the moment.
Ooh.
Fair enough. So, do me a favor and tell me odds or evens.
Let's go evens.
Okay. It is odds. So, the first couple of hours, you don't catch a thing. Finally, you get a little tug. You get a tug on the reel, and you reel it in, and it gives you a hell of a fight. And you pull it up, and it's an old, disgusting boot.
Animal Crossing comes out next month, not this month.
And then you... And how long do you want to spend fishing today?
Only a couple hours. Nothing like crazy.
Okay. So you don't catch anything, worth taking back, but you do catch a couple of small little baby fish.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres, exactly. So we're going to switch back to our friends at Stormbreaker Tower, as Malkier is just sitting there being fishing bro. So, Kestrel, Lutra, Anton, what are y'all doing?
Lucia's currently like wandering around the room, just like admiring basically everything. That's great. Oh yeah, this looks good. What was that, by the way? That's really good.
Is Dr. Casey still in the room?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I got him drunk. Can I borrow the jet for a couple hours?
Oh wait, I know how to fly. I can get you.
No!
He won't be flying.
Oh, okay.
He just looks, takes another sip,
I'm taking him with me.
throws you the keys. But if you leave now, you'll miss. Ding! I ordered breakfast burritos.
I had Kestrel crunchies.
Oh, those are terrible. I mean, they are wonderful. And part of a complete breakfast.
You got my acorn, see?
Hey! It's the only good part.
Hey, Lutra.
Yes.
I got some errands to run. You want to come with me on the jet?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I know how to fly it too. I was learning while you guys were gone before, and I can totally fly a jet to wherever we want to go.
Before you can say anything, Anton, Casey reaches into the bag, pulls out one, just got an S marked on it, and hands it to Lutra.
What?
Eat that.
Huh? Oh, okay. He gulps it down.
It is the S stood for salmon.
Ooh.
So it was a breakfast burrito with locks, basically.
Nice. Oh, that's good. Oh, that was really good. Thanks for that.
Kestrel, vegetarian.
Oh, thank you.
Anton, the entire barnyard. So it's all yours.
All right, so as we go to the plane, Lutra, we're gonna. So Anton just has the Anton turn into a blood alcohol device. Blow on this real quick for him.
Okay, so he takes a big breath and just blows real hard.
Anton pulls the reading. Yeah, you're drunk as a skunk. You can't fly this.
I'm an otter, though. I'm not a skunk.
We're gonna go see Dr. Crest. Dr. Crest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's great. That's exactly what I wanted to do. He gets into a seat and just like collapses. Like,
So Anton has already called her and said that they were coming.
I would imagine.
Not a surprise. Yeah. So we're flying that way.
Alrighty. Kestrel, are you going with them?
Anton, now if Kestrel were to kind of like nudge you and like kind of ask like, so where you go? Would you tell him?
I'd have given a brief, yeah.
So you would have told him like you were going to go see a Dr. Crescent then?
Yeah.
He would actually ask you, do you mind if I tag along?
So you're sneaking into my car. You want to tag along now?
Well, is she still at that place that I took her to?
I would assume she's back home now.
Oh, never
Pretty
mind
sure that we've got security and stuff. Dr. Casey's been good to help us resecure the place.
Well, that's good. Okay. Well, she's back home and safe, and I won't even bother you with it. It's okay. I'm just gonna be here and probably be working on some stuff.
Let's switch backgrounds to the home picture then.
Making TG work tonight.
So, does anything happen on the plane ride city?
That depends. Does Lutra wake up?
Oh yeah. Lucha will wake up like intermittently here and there. And he'll get up and he'll kind of walk around a bit and go towards the cockpit at one point. Like, yeah, I know how to fly this thing if we need to. I mean, it's I could totally. Why is everything moving so weird?
Anton has left a case of water in the back there for Lutra, just with a big note, drink as much as you can.
Oh. Oh, okay, sure. Why, okay. So he proceeds to just start gulping bottles of water down.
So the thing about what water is going to do, there is no surefire way to sober up except time. All water does is ensure you don't get a hangover when you're done, because you get a hangover from being dehydrated.
Right.
So,
Well aware, the last thing I want is a hungover otter in my plane.
mm-hmm.
How exactly do you get hung over? Like from? Like what do you hang over?
Trust me, Lutra, you
The
don't want to
toilet.
experience one.
Okay.
And yes, that too.
I think I did last time, although I don't remember much of. Yeah, never mind. I don't want to talk about.
Kestrel, do you do anything?
Yes, Kestrel's actually decided to stay back at Stormbreaker.
Oh, you didn't come with? Darn.
He didn't come with, because Anton told him that they were not going to where he thought they were going. So, as he's back at Stormbreaker, after kind of like fiddling with Anton's car a little bit, he's actually going to seek out Dr. Casey. Is Dr. Casey... Oh, go on.
He's not that hard to find.
Cool. Is he at all buzzed from the alcohol thing, or is he pretty...
He's pretty good.
Pretty clear? Good. So he's got to fly up to Casey and say, Dr. Casey, can I talk to you for a couple minutes?
You certainly can.
It's kind of, maybe sort of private.
Okay.
He
pushes the button.
Yeah, I guess this works. Okay. I wanted to ask you, or rather, I wanted to tell you, I took a look at some stuff last night. So I was just kind of like looking around and had kind of a crazy idea. You know Anton's car?
Oh, this? He puts the button, puts down, and just the camera shows you wandering around the lab.
Yeah, I figured there were cameras in there. Well, I pulled up the blueprint on Anton's car, and I saw some plans for it that you could maybe make it go a lot faster than it already is. Like, really ridiculously fast. Why haven't you been implementing that in that?
Because the point isn't to go fast. The point is to be protected and to get where you need to go.
Mm-hmm. So I was wondering, do you think maybe we could maybe work on making it go fast, like those plans then?
Why?
Well, I'm kind of curious if maybe I could figure out how it works, and so I could learn to make it go especially fast. Like, I don't know, like rocket ship kind of fast, or...
What would the point of that be?
Would you believe curiosity?
No, not at all.
Okay.
He looks, thinks for a second. Did you watch Back to the Future recently?
Darn it! Kestrel's gonna kind of like look down. Maybe. Listen, Dr. Casey, I know these cars actually can probably do it if we find a way. Like, you have the technology that can do anything.
Yes, but I don't have the technology that can time travel.
Not yet.
Look. Kestrel. temporal magic, temporal abilities, temporal anything is not something I have the capabilities to do.
Well, no, you don't, but, I mean, there's that new Lionheart guy around.
Well, that'd be something you have to talk to him about.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll want me to do anything with that.
Messing with time's not a good thing. Just because apparently
I'm just honestly wondering if there's something maybe we could do to make it so that this, maybe Anton's car or maybe some sort of device, could maybe get us back to that dimension that we left.
But is that time travel or is that dimensional travel?
I'm not sure, but I figure they're kind of related.
Well, at some point we'll have to get Lionheart back where he came from. Until then. And we're going to shift scenes again. This is where we're going to start to close up shop here. So the jet lands in Crescent City. And you guys make your way to the house. It's very nondescript, but not in the nondescript neighborhood. And as you approach the house, Anton and Lutra, something feels off. Just, you know how sometimes you approach and you know something's wrong? That's the feeling you get as you approach the house. As you open the door, you immediately are met with what's wrong, as the house has been ransacked. The people who are supposed to be security are lying on the floor, dead, just unconscious. And Dr. Crescent is nowhere to be found. At the same time, Dark?
So basically, like the second you guys walk into the room, the three of you and Dr. Casey are gonna get Anton and Lucha and Dr. Casey are gonna get a text message on your phone with just some quarterings from Malkier's number, and just saying, I might need your help and bring this girl.
And that text message says, I might need your help and bring the squirrel. And that is where we're going to end the comic. So thank you all very much for watching. In theory, we'll be back next week, assuming something crazy doesn't. But on behalf of the entire crew at Base Crimson Addicts, I am TG, reminding everybody to, as always, keep hailing.
All right.